Kayak trying to flash back out, and oh, takes two. No!
BBL are honoring Drox, a member of the BBL family who sadly passed away earlier this week. We send our condolences to his family and his friends. And you kind of have to love BBL for even in this time have their priorities in order. Just another reason more to just be a BBL fan. And today, this entire playoffs, of course, means a lot to them. And this map veto, Billy, could be defining, would you say?
Yeah, I would say so. I think that there's a couple of questions that we have for Fnatic as well on like figuring out what does their map veto look like in particular, and then BBL as well. How can they kind of play into that, I suppose? But
Fnatic just not even think not, but they picked Corrode Mini.
Yeah, and this is exactly what they needed to do. I think that if they want to be a team that's going to be competitive at champions, letting maps through like Corrode and even the Haven at the end there,
saw a whole lot of value from when they did play it. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see this matchup today.
Okay, we are ready. Players are ready, and so are our caster for today's first series. Haz and Cairo are back in the venue again, and I have a feeling that Cairo loves Corrode.
BBL putting their focus on a weaker side of the map. The mid portion, Boaster lying, and unfortunately caught out. Big entry pick from Levin. BBL often leaving the B site open when they play GX. Happy to go for the retake, and with numbers in their favour here, that looks to be the view. Slight focus on Kayak, facing the defender spawn side of the map. Alpha going to play as a late win condition here, lurking through, but BBL already making work through CT and clearing it out. Alpha's luck works out, getting rid of Prophet. So all the bodies towards CT, and Fnatic know that they're going to set up for it. Levin through, but Fnatic completely fill the kill feed and win out the first pistol. Yeah, I think like you think towards like 2023, the potential golden road for Fnatic there. It felt as if by the time that they got to champs, they just ran out of steam a little bit. Of course, Sunset and Abyss were both difficulties for them last year, and then flipping that around, you have to consider it's interesting with Abyss now coming back in for the next champ cycle, as Fnatic are making light work of this eco, because Sunset was released 3 days after the conclusions of Champs 2023, so we didn't see it come back into competitive play really until kickoff at the beginning of the next year. So now with time to think about what it is they want to do and giving us a look at what it could potentially mean for them here, it has been a solid start. Yeah, continuing to push their own interests, further them through middle. It's Sociable instead that gets the opener A main, and Kayak of all players, the one that falls. Levin needs to be careful of his timing on TP. He's the only one holding on to mid and all alone. A player who is first in first kills, but also pretty high in first deaths as well. And Prophet gets caught out. The risk that you take, but two players immediately behind Link side. A wall placed here by Alpha, just signposting the authority of Fnatic as they continue this slow creep, and Levin caught trying to make some sort of a play. Yampi could suffer a similar fate, and there you go. That will most likely be a bonus round converted here. They're pushing for these top 4 spots, or at least it feels like they've been there or thereabouts all year long. investigation of mid. BBL have 3 players here. They outnumber Fnatic in this fight for the moment.
Yeah, but they don't outnumber them in terms of weapons, and that's the problem that BBL will have to try and face, get through, but unfortunately at this moment in time, they can't. That's going to end up an even trade, and Yampi looking to hold on through A length, all alone, untradeable.
Fnatic moving through the map in numbers, but time is dwindling here. We know they like to play it late. A, one of the hardest sites to hit without time.
Yeah, but look at Magnum playing in the smoke with a shotgun. You thought just for a moment he might be able to make it work, but Profik is. Sheriff hitting, Spike finally down, but Sociable's here, the only rifle. A player that needs to clutch up against 2. Althea and Boaster playing off of one another.
Has the smoke back up now, though?
That's going to open any lines of sight onto the defuse and is able to get rid of the arc rose. Both players begin to walk towards Sociable, but spammed out. It will be 4 in a row for Fnatic. Taking a bit of damage off the back of that. And if I was about to say Fnatic want to execute, they do have the ultimate. Well, the first of that is going to be the Dimensional Drift, and that's combined with the Steel Garden. And Kayak's entry into the site is blistering. Magnum's able to at least get 1 back in BBL's favour, but they're still at a numbers disadvantage.
Fantastic set piece to open up, but BBL still have numbers here. And Sociable has 1 more TP, but Alpha finds him inside the smoke.
Yeah, now Fnatic 2 to the good. It gets even worse. Magnum, the only one really being able to get kills in this round, and waiting for the wall to drop so he can get Profik to support him, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be Fnatic dominance in this round once again. Looking to be 5 in the row unless Profik can find 3 of his own, but he's thrown in the white flag. He tries to escape, but you can't escape Fnatic. Need to be loaded more for the attack side, right? So maybe that's where BBL's focus has been.
Okay.
As for right now, BBL playing this round on the attack. 2 entry kills, 1 through a Bucky, 1 through a Sheriff, is getting low, and we all know that Fnatic like to play with low time. And they've already got the next one back in their favour, right? Still 1 down, but it's still BBL to try and deny a plan. 18 seconds, Althea gets another. Now the body's starting to dwindle. It's all going wrong for BBL just when you think there's a chance. The spike will go through, but Yampi denies. And Althea, I don't know if he's got enough time. He has to commit to it, comes off the plan, and gives BBL the first round.
Rebel clutch for Yampi. 1 on time itself. Final grains hitting the bottom of the hourglass. They'll be making their way over to the A side. Yampi's already put a hell of a lot of noise on the B side. He leaves behind him Chronicle, who will be slow on his approach, and Magnum out of Link is the player to be worried about. 2 kills immediately. Fnatic a little bit laboured as they slowly stagger their way through the courtyard towards the A site.
BBL have control of Spike, but look at Althea finding another angle of approach.
Profek's considered this though, and from the angle he will find the Turk. Taken down now, 4 versus 2. Numbers in favour for BBL to increase their efforts, double their round count.
Last player standing.
And without a break in play required either, it's Profik to strike yet again. Chronicle have the pit. There is no position from which to play. Magnum in the end at the triple. It's the exact same, but right on the edge of the Viper's pit. BBL, same push outside of B again, but there are numbers to this Fnatic attack this time.
As BBL hanging around, the same smoke that Sociable dropped last time, but Paranoia waiting, and they deny any more space. So very well done by Fnatic to keep control of B main, but BBL still want to fight this.
Oh, huge kill from Magnum in the meantime as well. Finding 1 in mid, he's cornered in the process, and Sociable's out of smokes to help him. Able to not be drawn out, but the fights come through, and when they do, BBL come out on top. But
not only that, get control of Spike!
Yeah.
And this is going to be a disaster for Fnatic if they can't get that back. Look, they're all towards the B side. BBL need to be careful of their flank.
And we're approaching the 30-second mark again here, so Fnatic don't have time to play with. They need to win the duels.
They do. Kron, first start, gets taken out. And now look at Crashies having to approach from top mid. BBL change up the positioning, Magnum towards the other side. They can both double swing if needed, but there's a time in here. Crashes gets the spike, but the peak comes through, and BBL get a third in a row. Yampi's towards top mid, jump spotting, and has long range utility that can support. But Fnatic have somehow been two.
And that makes it all the more surprising. I mean, even here, Bosa's overlooked it. Caught falling foul to the same player again.
Thrash being used, and obviously that's going to be on a time-up to when it expires, but Fnatic trying to brute force their way through A-Link, and it's not working out. Prophet gets the pick onto Chronicle, and Sociable pushing main gets Althea. Leaves Crashes in a 1 versus 3, but he does have the spike on his back.
Sight at his disposal for now, but Sociable closing the gap with that paranoia.
Yeah, and so is the rest of BBL. They'll get confirmation of their fourth, and that's after Fnatic timed out. Yampi has a full belt of utility as well, but it's that dimensional drift that's going to be used. And remember, Yampi has been seen, and he has no way out. Has to use Levin as a ways of supporting him out of this, and Althea in the corner catches Yampi. Levin at least gets the trade out, and Magnum goes one better, finding Kayak. Delay further in B main. Fnatic can't quite get out.
Still stalling here, still utility to work with. Paranoia in the hands of Social arriving late.
Yeah, 20 seconds left. Fnatic need to get a move on. We know that this is where they like to play, but BBL, they're using that to their advantage. Kron holding on and potentially able to do it. Spike in his back pocket. He's up against Magnum, who's wrapping him round, and he's going to get it. Magnum makes it 5-all. 11 forced out. BBL looking to regress their positioning and delay as much as they possibly can, but Fnatic have changed their pace. Where's Sociable come from? Unfortunately, risked it too much and gets caught out as Fnatic overwhelm the site and look to finish this one off, leaving Prophet all alone.
So much work on his shoulders. He's spotted the second player having found the first.
4 players all trained to this one position. You'd expect this is impossible, and it is. Fnatic finally make it 6 and guarantee at least an even half. So I thought.
The side of the dark cover, 4 players for Fnatic.
Yeah, he's just trying to be a bit too cheeky. Has at least one, but as the players start to move forward, there's still damage. Kayak at least is able to get the trade before Sociable pounces, but Kayak now through A main, trying to be the person leading the line, but instead it's Althea so deep. And when the orb drops, that's when the engagements will ensue, but Fnatic need to get a move on.
Look at the spike, there's 10 seconds, Cairo. There's simply not enough to get this one done. I don't know what Fnatic are up to.
And Yampi's won the duel on B main as well. Fnatic are the makers of their own doom and make it a 6-6 half.
Where they did massively struggle before, just 2 rounds against GX, looking for their first on this A push. It started with success. Prophet finding Alpha, Kayak trying to flash back out, and takes 2! Oh! The Prince of Pistol may just have crowned himself king. Ridiculous flicks from Kayak. And of all players, it's Yampi that's got to try and walk back in. An ace to add further trouble. Fnatic have flight in the second half.
From the young gun that Fnatic have picked up.
Sit down.
This a commanding buy for the next. It's straight into Kayak's sight. They go again, and he's already at the races.
That he is. Althea gets rid of 11 as Kayak still continues on. That spike on the ground, and well, it's going to be as easy as possible for Fnatic. A nice round all in.
That'll have to be the plan for the next round. Kayak spearheading it again. Another kill picked up, this time Sociable. In terms of what options that leaves BBL with, the Viper Wall's committed towards mid. They've got to walk in dry. It's Kayak again! A triple made into a quad. And inside the first 3 rounds, he's nearly had 2 aces. Still holding on to the dimensional drift, of course, but Fnatic.
BBL will feel hard done by. That's another first 3 rounds going Fnatic's way like it did at the start of the first half.
BBL having the preference to try and overwhelm Boaster on the B hit. He will not be caught in this situation though, and with the gravity well, a little bit more time to delay the oncoming Levin, who posted in the corner as a simple pickup for Kron. Wingman making its way onto the site, but the spike felled, and Yampi, Sociable, needing a whole lot more from this host of Sheriffs, which now sit in the sole hands of Sociable. Cleared out by Kron. Double digits for Fnatic.
They are on the home straight to winning out their first ever Levin by the molly and in towards the site. Kron on default, able to hold it down, but can he hold on any longer? No, he can. BBL, they're able to get the advantage and the spike plan.
Late positioning from Kayak coming in main though. Prophet has to be aware of the potential. Social has stopped the mid push, but it's from either end that Fnatic make their reprisal.
Kayak doesn't win the duel against Prophet, leaving Crashes in a 1 versus 4 with possibly one of the worst weapons, the Odin, and he has to give it up.
At least of how they can look at their best when they're playing a fundamentally charged game, looking at the extremity control which they held on to, relinquished to then regroup, and Scott can certainly slap a hand, I'll tell you that. Dapped us both up, felt like a rocket had gone off, and Fnatic have certainly got a fire lit underneath them here. Yampi responds in kind, 1 kill, needs more, double headshot, only 1 though. And as much as we talked up Prophet, he has a mountain to climb. Alpha can see him coming from the summit. That's where Fnatic find themselves sitting.
But Levin denied through the razor vines of the buys. Crashes waiting for the opportunity to get in, but the Nightfall makes the site anchors a little bit unsteady, a little bit uneasy, and Alfia makes it look easy. As Fnatic look to fall on down, collapse upon BBL, as Fnatic hit 12 with an in-zone flawless.
The flip side is that it was Fnatic's pick, and with still rounds left to play, something we've constantly credited BBL for is their ability to turn a bad situation around, and it will start, as it often does, through Yampi.
Toxin screen down.
Big entry kill as well. Alpha gone. That's that Vice util offline. As BBL tried to pivot in towards B, but Boaster takes a timing on towards the Phantom, and it's just a Sheriff, but he's in. Oh, he's in his cosmic form and gets taken off guard.
That Prophet's going to be calling to the rest of BBL. Have an open sight. The problem is, Chronicle can disrupt this.
He can and will. That's the spike, remember, and the players can't get out. Chronicle might have just won this map here and now, as Prophet has to try and go back and collect that spike.
Should be willing to invest the pit, give himself half a chance, but even then, 2 players on the double stack, it should be done.
Both players holding, and confirmation there. Fnatic on their debut on Corrode will win it out.